Let's tell you about the criminal trial of pediatric surgeon Dr. Peter Beale, who is charged with multiple murders and fraud, will resume tomorrow. 73-year-old Beale appeared before the Johannesburg High Court in 2022, initially charged with culpable homicide of Zayyaan Sayed, and returned to court in 2023 when the NPA changed the charge to murder and added 2 new murder charges and 2 counts of fraud. Dr. Beale is accused of intentionally and unlawfully causing the deaths of his 21-month-old, 3-year-old and 10-year-old patients who died after he had performed procedures on them. We speak to the Sayed family spokesperson, Sinenhlanhla Mnguni. Thank you very much, Sinenhlanhla, for your time this morning. Perhaps you can just jog our memories in terms of why it is that this particular family is seeking legal consequences, I guess, for lack of a better expression.
Thank you for having me on your show. I think we have to go back some 4 years ago to, of course, when this particular matter, being the one of Zayyaan Sayed, first started, in that the Sayed family, of course, wanted to deal with a medical condition which their minor son had, which they were led to believe was a minor issue, and they, of course, took confidence in their medical doctor, which was Professor Beale, who came highly recommended, and of course the surgery was thereafter performed, and unsuccessfully and tragically Zayyaan lost his life. Of course, we then know that subsequently the Sayed family was advised that the surgery was not necessary in the first place, and there were a lot of other issues which they then felt they were misled on by the medical practitioner which they had laid their trust in. Of course, then the matter was referred to the police for investigation, and the police then handed over the docket to the NPA, and a charge initially of culpable homicide, which was then converted into a charge of murder, and one of fraud was then put against both Professor Beale and the late Dr. Munchi.
What other issues does the family believe they were not exactly told the truth about?
Look, given that the matter is going to trial tomorrow, I do not wish to delve too deeply into the merits of the matter, but I wish to only state that, of course, after other opinions were sought and following the investigations by both the police and the National Prosecution Authorities looking into the matter, it was thereafter discovered that the surgery which was performed on Zayyaan was not necessary in the first instance.
Okay. Are you at liberty to share whether the family had sought a different opinion before approaching Professor Beale? Did they consult other surgeons? So like you would get a quote, but I don't know what it's called in this situation. So did they see others before they approached this particular doctor?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And that's what makes this particular matter even more tragic, in that, of course, this particular medical practitioner came highly recommended, and they thought that they were in good hands. But, of course, it looks like they may have been misled. Of course, the court needs to adjudicate on that. But, yeah, they did initially consult other medical practitioners on this particular issue.
And those medical practitioners advised that there's no surgery that was needed?
Indeed.
Okay. I guess maybe the families... how are they?
Look, as you can imagine, no family having lost a child is ever the same. They are not in any way in good spirits, even with the passing of time, even though you consider the fact that it's now been almost 4 years since the passing of their minor child. And of course, we have to take into consideration that this is not the only family that lost a minor child. There are many others. There's the Stradom family, there's the Tearless family, and many others who have also lost their minor children, who are still dealing with the scars of having lost their minor children.
Sinenhlanhla Mnguni, thank you very much for your time this morning. He speaks for the Sayed family.